Welcome back to Drola's Garage. I had gotten some messages about the oil in this car. True, I should have changed it. I wasn't really too worried about it for a couple of reasons. The first one is that when the car originally got to Copart, the engine was running. I saw a picture of it running, so I knew it wasn't hydrolocked. Also, I wasn't too worried about it. Also, I don't think the water went up that high to actually infiltrate the motor or the transmission. So I didn't really worry too much about it. According to Carfax, the car was at the dealer very shortly before it got flooded. Oil change, tranny change, brake fluid flush, tires, all that stuff was done in one shot. So wasn't really too overly concerned with the oil. However, those that were asking are not wrong. I should change the oil. So I went to Advanced and I bought myself some liquid moly. This is the stuff I use in the red car as well. It's always worked good for me. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I also bought, again, I'm an old school guy, this stuff, straight 50 Valvoline. This is for my little 2002, my little BMW. It needs an oil change. So I am going to get this guy, or girl really, because anything with hips that sexy has to be a female. I mean, there's just no way around it. Gotta be a female. So up on the lift, I'm gonna drain the oil, and what I'm gonna do as far as the transmission goes, I'm gonna take the fill plug out. I'm gonna stick my finger in it and see what that oil looks like. I did think about that because if the water did get high enough, it is possible that water could have infiltrated through the vent on the top of the transmission, but I'm hoping it did. And so anyway, what I'm gonna do is take the fill plug out, stick my finger in it, make sure the level's good, see what it looks like. Usually it's almost, they're supposed to be full all the way up to that fill plug. So if I take that fill plug out and I don't get any water coming out of there, I don't get anything coming out of there, I put my finger in there and the oil comes out nice and clean the way it should, I don't think that I have any issues. So I'm gonna try that now. That's gonna be today's project. Yesterday I said I was done, I'm finished, but the oil is a very important part of this equation. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that taken care of. I'll be back with the car up on the lift to show you the progress. Also, I'm curious to see what the oil that comes out of there is gonna look like. I think it's gonna be fine, but you never know. So let's find out. But first, cafecito. Very important. You need that fuel, otherwise it's hard to work without cafecito. Okay, so I've changed into my dirty clothes. It's funny because when people come here, for whatever reason, I'm always dirty, like my clothes are dirty. I have a big pile of clothes there just for getting dirty. So it's fine. I just think it's funny people come here. I look all disheveled. I look like a homeless person, but I clean up okay. So anyway, back to the car. On a good note, like for example, I see it's been marked. This one too came off, but whatever. So it looks like most people don't take the time to mark their bolts, so that's a good sign. Crush washer also looks very fresh. So I am going to go get my drain pan. I got to get my 15 over here. I need the 19 and the 27. I got to go grab those tools. I got to get the drain pan and start draining this baby out. Let's see what happens. I also got to take this cover off so that I can get to the transmission, the fill plug, which is up in there. I think, according to my plan, I think that's probably going to be the best way to go about it. Just stick my finger in there and see what comes out. If it comes out clean, then I'll just leave the transmission alone. It shifts fine. I have no noises. I have no reason to suspect anything is afoot, I guess if that's the right word, with the transmission. But it's still better to check it and know for sure. I got to put some PB Blast or something also on those bolts. I don't like the way those look. I know it doesn't really affect anything, but having them cleaned up is not the worst thing. So let's get on it. First thing first. You know what? I forgot to crack open the the oil filter. So now it's just gonna gurgle out of here. So no worries, just takes a little longer. And now let's get that oil tank drained. Let's see, 27, 19. Well, on a plus note, the oil looks good. There was no water in it, otherwise I think it would be like a milkshake, you know? It's black, so that's good. I'm okay with that. I ain't mad at it, as they say. So let me clean up down here. I'll let it keep draining. Meanwhile, I'll take this panel off so I can get to that transmission fill hole, plug, whatever you want to call it, and check that out. But so far the engine looks fine. I didn't suspect anything would be wrong here, and looks like I was right. So okay, next up, oil filter. You got to have your little tool here, otherwise there's no way you're getting that oil filter out. Filter looks good. Nothing funky here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just a bunch of dirty. Oh, it's not even that dirty. It's not that old. I don't think it has not even 1,000 miles on it. But anyway, it's good to do this so you know where you're at. Looks good to me. So I'll get a new filter put in there and get the drain bolts put back in. Put it back in the air and continue on. So always got to have filters on hand, always. Every time I make an order from Pelican Parts or whatever, I always order filters even though I don't need them, because eventually I will need them. So new filter comes with the O-ring, pretty standard stuff. Malley OX128, it's the same one I always use in all of my you know, water cooled water pumpers. So in she goes. Fortunately, oil changes on these cars are fairly simple, as long as you have the right tools. Specifically on these cars, these GT cars, turbos as well, you have to have the little oil filter, your little tool here, your little filter adapter, and also that 27 mil open end wrench for the tank. Otherwise, it's just a standard 15 mil, 19 mil, this, and your 27 mil. And that's all you need to do an oil change on this car. So fairly straightforward. This is one disadvantage of being almost 6'5". So I had made a tool specifically for this reason. It's a 10. This was a hex key, an Allen key. I had to cut it, and fits the 10 mil, so I could get it up in there because it's kind of tight. So it works. Let's get that plug out. So as you can see, space is kind of tight in there. Hard to get a 10 mil socket or Allen. If you get an Allen wrench in there, you can't really turn it. You don't have a lot of space. So I use that ratcheting wrench and it works perfect. So let's get that off and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna vent a little bit here. I keep telling you guys, I do not like the workshop or workshops. Don't like them. I don't care if it's a dealer, an indie, I don't care. And I'm gonna give you one prime example, okay? Here I am trying to get out this little guy right there. That little guy, that one, right? All that it is a fill plug. It's just a fill plug. That's it. Doesn't have to be super torqued or anything. It's just a fill plug. But yet, some workshop decided to tighten it to I don't know how many foot-pounds to the point where it bends the tool trying to remove it. Why does a fill plug need to be torqued that much that it bends a wrench? Now, this is not, the greatest quality wrench, but I've been using this same wrench for probably 10 years, okay? I've taken all kinds of stuff apart with this little wrench right here, and it has never bent. And it bends now on a fill plug. Workshops, I don't like them. I don't like them. This one too. I mean, seriously, it's a fill plug. Why do they have to torque it to 500 foot-pounds? It's not a center lock nut for a wheel. Ay, ay, ay. That's why I don't like workshops. Drain plugs in hand. I got new crush washers on them. So I'm gonna put these back on. And then I gotta bring the car back down, fill it up with oil. And then the oil change will be complete. So I will first torque the drain plug on the case. I think it's like 35 foot-pounds or something like that. I don't ever really check it. I always snug it so I make sure that that crush washer gets nice and pinched, you know what I mean? And haven't had a problem to date. That's it. And underneath here we are good to go. I got to get back on that fill plug though. I think what I'm going to do is before I break anything, I'm going to get a chisel and a hammer, see if I can at least break it loose. Once it breaks loose, it's a piece of cake. But it's on there so tight that it's already bent 2 wrenches. It's just a fill plug. I don't get it. That's what workshops do. So now I have to fix it. So as far as that fill plug is concerned, this is what it's resulted to. I have to use an air chisel to see if I can break it loose. But before that, safety first. Always. Let's see. All right, it came loose. Look at this. Look at what it took to get this fill plug out of there. It's just a fill plug. Look how tight it was. Unbelievable. Now I gotta get up in there and clean up around it because I marred it up a little bit, nothing bad. I just gotta clean it up. You can see here the mating surface is still nice and clean. It's just the outside, but unreal. It just amazes me sometimes. It's just a fill plug. It doesn't need to be on there 200 foot-pounds. But it is what it is. I have to deal with other people's incompetence. That's why I don't like workshops. I don't know, have I told you guys that already? Have I mentioned that? I don't like workshops? There's a prime example of why I don't like workshops. Aside from the fact that you got to give them your money for them to do crap like this. You know, you pay them because they don't give you your car unless you pay them. And that's what you get. Okay, so now that I got that drain plug out, the fill plug out finally, let me put my finger in there Looks good. Let's see. Yeah, looks good to me. I'm just gonna put it back on. I thought I had another one of these fill plugs, but I don't. So basically, I just cleaned this one up as well as I could. It's ugly. I don't like putting it on like that, but I cleaned it up with the bench grinder. And whatever, it'll have to do for now. I'll order another one. But I will make sure that I don't torque this guy here to 300 foot-pounds like some workshop did. I'm just gonna torque it to its, 35 or so that it's supposed to be. That way, next time I need to get it out, it should come right out. Plus, they didn't have a crush washer. I'm not sure if you're supposed to or not on this fill plug. I always think it's better because it also helps in the removal process. They just put that baby on there. I mean, they torqued it down with all they could. So I'm just gonna put it on like that. And that's it. Okay, so everything down here is buttoned up. I got the fill plug on. I got the cover plate on. I got the drain plugs in. I sprayed some PB Blaster on these exhaust bolts here. They looked kind of cruddy, probably from having been underwater. That's it. I'm ready to put oil in it. Let's bring it down, crank it up. And now I know that I can drive it worry-free. And I'm thinking these mufflers, they're heavy. They gotta go. Yeah, they gotta go. Especially since I have the side bypasses right here in my hand. So why not take them out? Not today though. That'll be a project for another day. If you guys wanna see that, let me know. Listen, the more you guys let me know you wanna see, the more videos I will do. Otherwise, there's no point if nobody really gives a crap about what I'm doing here. I never thought it was anything important, but apparently some people seem to like it. So yeah. Go figure. Anyway, I have them. Might as well do them. What a mess. One of these days, I'll get this done without making a mess. That's okay. Some oil dry, a couple rags. Good as new. Time to put some oil in this guy. Girl, sorry. Keep forgetting about that. Let's see if I can get it. Anyway, this is the not so exciting part of the process, but essential nonetheless. All right, oop, there goes the funnel, not that I need it. So this is 5 liters here, 5.28 quarts. I think these things use like 9, give or take. So I'm gonna put probably about 3 more out of this one, and then I'll drive it, I'll let it warm up, come to operating temperature, and replenish as needed. It's about here. I'll leave it at that, and then I'll top off as needed. Not a single drop spilled. All right. This up. Good to go. Okay, so that concludes the video, this video of the GT3RS getting an oil change for the first time in my ownership, at least. Fortunately, everything checked out fine. The oil looked great. Transmission fluid looked great. I don't see any reason. I mean, I didn't expect anything to be wrong in the first place, but all is well. I'm gonna take it for a drive now, get it up to temperature, and if I need to top off a little bit of oil, I will. But otherwise, it's done for today at least. I'll have to order that fill plug because I did kind of mangle it. It's the only way to get it off. I mean, I put it back on. I used the crush washer this time, so it's snug. It's not going to leak or anything, but still, I'll have it on maybe for the next time I do some service on the car. I'll take it out and replace it. Till then, I'm going to have a nice cold pop. Oh, train going by. Yeah, every once in a while, that bright line zooms by. So anyway, like I was saying, I'm gonna have a nice cold pop, nice cold banquet, and just enjoy the car. If you guys like the videos I'm making, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more stuff. Like I said before, I'm always here. I'm always tinkering. I'm a tinkerer. That's what I do. I've always been that way since I was a kid. So I've always taken everything apart and all that. I'm one of those inquisitive, mechanically inquisitive people. You know what I mean? So I'm always messing with stuff. Let me know if you want to see more stuff on this car, on the other cars. Plenty of content, just need a direction. So thanks for watching. Until next time, remember, subscribe, bell, all that stuff, and I'll see if I can keep putting out more videos. So have a great day.